Ladies and gentlemen, Iran has given US a three-point proposal to end the war. And I think this is a big progress, but unfortunately, what is in the proposal is not going to make US happy. And the oil market already have a reaction and possibly the stock market as well. Let's see what does this proposal entail and more importantly, what are the likely responses and the path moving forward. Please watch to the end as I make an important announcement. So the title of my talk is Iran three-phase proposal to US and US won't be happy with it. But it's not all bad, it's just not good. And unfortunately, this leaves us in a limbo. But let's watch on. So Iran has made a proposal to US through the intermediary, which is Pakistan. And their strategic intent, of course, is to reduce the economic pressure that our country is facing right now and hopefully to reopen oil flows so that they have more oil revenue. Their country is facing economic problem and of course buy some time for their nuclear discussion because this is something that they find it very difficult to come to an agreement with US. So this is not a peace deal. This is just strategic positioning. And I think it's important for us to understand this. So for phase one, Iran proposed that they will stop all hostilities, making sure that there are commitments to stop renewed attacks on Iran and Lebanon. And by the way, that's not very possible because Lebanon and Israel are under war again. And they want both military to stand down and they will halt all possible flashpoints, no more weapons deployment, offensive operations, or stand back, and make a pledge of some form that is enforceable that they will not strike each other, no more airstrike, naval aggression, proxy escalation, and so on. And they want a third party to be stepping in to monitor to confirm compliance on both sides. So this is step one, right? Phase one, if this thing happens, then they can go to phase two and phase three. In phase two, then the Straits of Hormuz is open up for transit on both sides. So they will be ready to open up the Straits of Hormuz. And of course, they will want the US to unblock the blockade that they are putting up right now. And they can both agree on some kind of a joint naval management protocol for the Straits to go through and they could discuss possible freedom of navigation. I don't think they've gone to that level of detail. And no more interdiction, no more seizing of oil tankers, firing at oil tankers, no more arresting, no more controlling of ships, and so on. And maybe they are allowing neutral maritime observers, for example, the UN or regional body, to come and ensure compliance. Then phase three is the one that is the biggie. So this is on phase three. Iran is prepared to talk on nuclear. Now, nuclear meaning that there are enriched uranium in Iran right now. They know that the US wants it, of course, to protect Israel, but they are not prepared to talk about the fate of the nuclear uranium unless phase one and phase two happens. So phase three is the one that's the biggie. Right now, phase three is all about nuclear. The US wants Iran to surrender all the nuclear enriched uranium to US. Iran says that if you want to talk about this, let's put it to phase three after phase one and phase two is being done. So phase one, making sure all hostilities come to an end. Phase two, Straits of Hormuz is open up for Iran and possibly for all sides. Then we talk about phase three. What do we do about it? So this is basically Iran's stance. And the foreign minister, Arachi, has written messages to Washington on this. And basically the key message is enrichment rights are sovereign and not subjected to unilateral US demands, but they're prepared to talk about it and only after phase one and phase two is being done. So this is something that potentially is very fiery. So this three-phase proposal was given by Iran to US. Hopefully phase one, de-escalation and end of all hostility. Phase two, opening up of Straits of Hormuz, allowing trade to go through, and phase 3 nuclear talks. Now, this kind of structure is what Iran wants. I don't think that the Americans will give it to them. So now, why does Iran put up such a proposal? Number one, it's important that we know there are internal divisions right now happening in Iran. And there are deep disagreement within Iran right now on what to do with the current situation, especially on nuclear. And I'm pretty sure there are some people that say that nuclear can give it to them. But I'm sure there are some people in the Iranian government that says that no, nuclear is survival and existential risk, we're not going to give it to them. But the truth of the matter is that the country is facing severe economic pain right now. The blockade that is put up by US is strangling the economy, and relief is badly needed. And this oil disruption they are putting up by the US is causing the country to face terrible economic consequences right now. So that's why I think this is the first time I hear a formal proposal from the Iranians that are softened from their earlier proposal. But all said and done, I think the US wouldn't agree. I'm very sure the US won't agree because nuclear is paramount to them. They want the Iranians not to have nuclear, no atomic capability, because that's an existential risk to the Israeli. So to be frank, I think the US is unlikely to agree because nuclear is paramount to them. The Iranians are holding an existential risk to the Israeli. So to be frank, I don't think the Americans will agree because nuclear is paramount to the Americans, and the existence of nuclear weapons or the possibility of Iranians having nuclear weapon pose an existential threat to the Israeli, and US will never agree. So the US is likely to reject this proposal because of the existential threat that the enriched uranium pose to Israel. So if they accept the Iranians' proposal, first of all, they will stop all fire and no more putting any more pressure on the Iranians. Then they lift up the blockade and allow oil to flow through. And then Iran stabilizes, build up their weaponry, build up their economy. And then the US got no more leverage on their nuclear capability. And this is unlikely to happen. Well, right now they have leverage on them and they will take advantage of it. The blockade on the Straits of Hormuz is causing a lot of pain to them. So that's why the Iranians are coming up with this proposal. It shows that it's working. So I don't think the Americans will give up and agree to these terms. So here we have a deadlock. The US position is, I want nuclear no matter what. The Iranian is, you want nuclear, can talk about it later. So the US position is, I will maintain economic pressure on you by maintaining the blockade. And the Iranians wants the blockade to be removed immediately. And on the ceasefire, the Americans said, nuclear first, give me your uranium. The Iranians basically say, ceasefire, I want it to be started first, else I won't talk about nuclear. So can you see, there are two ends of the spectrum, including the oil, right? One wants oil to go through, the other one say oil later, all this. So basically they are in what we call a negotiation deadlock, and they are at the different end of the spectrum. So it's difficult to come to an agreement. So right now, the Americans and the Iranians are at a different end, but the truth is they both want a deal. The Americans doesn't want to fight anymore because that costs American lives and escalation is bad for America. And the Iranians also don't really want this current state to go on. So right now they are facing a situation where both parties don't want to give it each other, but both parties want a deal based on their agreement. So right now, the negotiation will likely to go on and on and on. Poor Pakistan and also Oman will be working very hard to try to bring this whole crisis to an end. So this is negotiation under tension. We don't know how it will unfold, but I don't think both sides want a war right now. So meanwhile, one of the critical flashpoint is happening again, which is Israel is attacking Lebanon again. Now there are 14 dead so far and possibly more to come. So the ceasefire is totally broken. Could this broken ceasefire extend to what will happen between Iran and US? I don't know. Anything can trigger it. So guess what? How is the oil market responding to all this? The oil market realized that this is fat hope and is increasing again. In fact, the Brent crude currently at 108 is potentially going to break even higher and reaching all-time high. So this is something that I don't know what will happen because it's totally unpredictable, but oil prices is unlikely to come down if there are no more breakthroughs. My guess is Donald Trump will still try to smoke some hot air and try to blow it to everybody and telling everybody that, oh, some good things are happening, some good things are happening. And the funny thing is the stock market and the oil market actually buy into some of his hot air. Then after a few days, they realize it's hot air and they go back again. So this thing has happened again and again and again and again, and it's likely to continue to go on. So we are in a situation of no war, no peace. Okay. And in this kind of no war, no peace with unpredictable outcome, the equities, the stock market is unpredictable. Well, the good thing is that it's at all-time high and now hovering in unpredictably, stable situation. But to be frank, if some bad news will come out, you'll go down, and some good news come out, you'll go up. And I think the stock market is pretty resilient. So as long as there's no war, I think the days ahead may not be that bad, but it's hard to say. So as I remind everybody, there's no need to predict. I can't predict, you can't predict. So let's just not predict and just get ready to react if an opportunity were to come. If an opportunity doesn't come to crash by, we just hold on and let the powerful compounding takes its course and make a lot of money. So let me just say this is not a war right now. There's having a temporary ceasefire towards a peace, but this is just negotiation, possibly buying time, and hopefully something good happened. If not, at some point in time, there got to be a showdown of some form. Well, let's watch on and see what possibly could happen. At the very least, let's see what the Americans will respond, and I'll let you know in the live stream tonight. Thank you. Now, let me also say this. There is a warning I want to give to everybody, and this is serious because people are losing money. Now, there are a lot of scams right now happening involving videos of me in Facebook and Instagram. Here, I want to give a special warning. Increasingly, more and more people are being exposed to this scam, and I want to show you because my face is involved. My team to buy crude oil ahead of time, which brought us considerable profits. Now, I've predicted another strong stock. Its current share price is $6.12, and our target price is $22.87 within the next 18 days. $. You can join my community to observe its performance and verify my prediction. I share and verify my prediction. So I'll just say this. This is not me. Okay, this is not me. What $? Singapore dollar, what $? It's all completely a bot and a robot, and it's artificial intelligence. And I will just say this, the artificial intelligence have came out in a swamp and massive tactic. So what it does is that it quickly deploy many AI deepfake videos of myself and telling everybody that I can predict some insane stock to go up. Please join this Telegram group. And once you're in the Telegram group, you will be conned and scammed. So first of all, Mr. Lu will never do that. I don't pick stocks and I don't believe in stock picking. I say it for 50,000 times. So people who fall for it obviously don't watch my video carefully enough. But let me just quickly warn everybody again. I don't pick stock, and certainly I will never give stock predictions. I don't, and I certainly never believe that through stock prediction and timing the market or up, down, you can make money. So I just want to say this. These are scammers. Just keep away from them. Don't fall for them. Okay. So I just want to warn everybody. I don't have any WhatsApp group that let you, get special privilege information that you'll make a hell of money. Okay. If there's anything I teaches you, it will be something that you will take a long time to make money, because that's something I believe in, the power compounding that takes a long time to build on. So be careful of scammers. I'll see you in the live stream tonight.